Hello my acquaintances! This is going to be a more kind of serious video, just something I've been thinking about. I kind of wanted to talk about it in case other people relate to it and want to try and fix it like I'm gonna try and do, and I'm gonna like tell you how I'm gonna try. But recently I've realized that I'm a little bit really ungrateful for the things I have, and it's less to the point where I'm ungrateful. Like I appreciate all the things I have, and I get really excited when I like get things, and I appreciate what I have, but it's more of I don't really realize the amount that I have compared to like other things, and I oftentimes will only pick out the negative in things and then only realize the positive after I don't have those things or I'm not exposed to those things. Which I know is like a stereotype, like everyone says like, oh, you never know what you never realize what you have until it's gone. But I feel like for me, I've kind of been like that to it like a toxic degree almost, where I only will realize the negative in things when they're there with me and people, and those things kind of repeat in my head until that's all I think of that, and that's really not good. I'll get into some examples. For example, my mom. I don't really talk about my mom a lot online, but my mom, she has a brain injury, and she's had it ever since I was like little, and it makes me embarrassed. It does. Unfortunate, like it shouldn't, because I don't think it was something in her control. It was a car accident. I don't think it was her fault. I don't really know much about it. I don't really remember what she was like before because I was so young when it happened. But my whole life I've just been like embarrassed of her and thinking I don't like her for the times when she gets irrationally angry or forgetting things a lot, or like treating me like I'm younger than I am, because her brain almost in a way stopped in time. So I only think of like that instead of thinking of like how extra hard she's working because of that. It took like a while for me to realize how much she actually does for me, and she always like buys the snacks I like. Like if I say it, and sometimes it gets to a degree where it's like too much, like, and then I'll circulate back to the negative, because I'll say like I like something one time, and then every time she sees that thing she'll buy it. But it's all well intentioned, and I need to realize that more than, you know, oh, she's treating me like I'm 11, you know what I mean? So I didn't really truly start to appreciate her till about a month into living in California, and she has a lot of, she's not really as supportive as my mom. I'll just say that without getting really into it, because this isn't supposed to be like feel bad for this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But the point is, like, I don't really realize what I have till it's gone, and even then I still don't realize it till I am in an even worse situation, and that's gonna be really bad for me, especially cause like another example is some of my friends. They're supportive of me, but like sometimes I don't really like what they say or what they post or or how they act sometimes. Like, there's some things that I don't like about them, which is highlighted when everything's like online and you just like see it every time they post it. But we live in a society, technology bad. But some of my friends, like, I find them like annoying or something, but then like when I'm not around them for a while, I'll be like, they're actually not that bad, and then they'll be like, wow, like, I'm happy for them. Like, I don't hate them. I don't hate any of my friends. No, but that's gonna be a big problem for me, because, you know, people don't last forever, and one day it's not gonna be, oh, I'm just like away from them a while because I moved away from them, or like I stopped going to school. It's gonna be, they're dead, and I didn't appreciate the good things about them, and now it's too late. It's just really a problem, because I'll pick out the negatives in people, and then when like they're not around, I'll like not make fun of them, but like kind of like talk shit about them, even though it's not like genuine. Like, I don't dislike the person, obviously, because I'm friends with them, or like I'm acquainted with them. But sometimes I think it stems from me being really insecure about myself and thinking that I'm not interesting and my interests aren't interesting enough to talk about, so I just like talk about someone else, and like sometimes the people I surround myself really like shit talking, which isn't, well, it's not good, but it's just not the kind of person that I want to really be. It's nothing, you know, some people like need to be called out on what they're doing wrong, which is why I'm trying to like call out myself right now about doing that, because when you're not with the person, like when the person's not around and you're talking bad about them, you're not really calling them out on what they're doing wrong. You're just talking about them behind their back, and they don't even know. And I don't want to be that person. I don't really want to be that person anymore. Another example I guess I can go into is like my work. When I thought that the store that I work at was the worst store, and like there could only go up from there. But then I transferred to another store. It was so much worse. It was so unorganized. The managers never communicated with each other. I got my open availability abused. Like, they would just switch my schedule randomly and not tell me, and then I just have to check the schedule every single day, and then come in and like cancel plans early. Another thing, I'm usually really ungrateful about my health situation. I'm really underweight, and that's not good, but it's not like, you know, I'm not in the hospital, you know. I have been before, and that was terrible. I'm really glad and grateful that I'm not anymore, and I want to be more like that, where I realize it could be so much worse. And it's not like you can't complain because somebody has it worse, because then only one person in the entire world who has it the very, very, very worst could be the only one who can complain. I'm not saying you can't complain, you can't vent. I'm just saying that you should, as well as that, take some time to say, hey, like, thank you for, like, you know, being my friend, thank you for sticking around, like, thank your parents for supporting you if they do. I know some people have way worse parents than me. Sometimes I just feel like I have it like the worst situation. I'll be like, oh, my back always hurts because I have lordosis and nobody believed that my back hurt because I was so young, and so I never got treatment for it, and now it's too late because now I'm already developed and stopped growing. Oh, I wanted to be an ice skater. I still want to ice skate, but I never got lessons because they thought that I would just quit ice skating, even though I could have been like ice skating since age like 4. You know, I could be really good now, but that doesn't matter. Like, I gotta, like, I still have it, like, good. If I would've ice skated, I probably wouldn't ever have, like, gotten interested in, like, cosplaying. And I would have a ton of friends that I wouldn't have now, and I would have had, like, a ton of experiences that I wouldn't have now. And then it's easy to think back and go, oh, well, like, if I didn't cosplay, I'd have so much more money, but I wouldn't. I would have spent it on something else. So, just trying to rewire my brain a little bit, and, like, if you relate to this at all, if this was comprehensible at all, you're not alone, and I appreciate that, if you want. It's easy to look at other people who have more than you and then think that you have nothing when... Well, actually, no. You shouldn't look at people less than you and be like, wow, I'm so good. But you should, and just focus on yourself. You know, as egotistical as it seems, you should focus on yourself and what you have, and say, like, hey, I have this, that's good. Like, I'm so happy that I have these things. And it needs to also, we need to, like, remove the stigma of, like, complimenting people is bad, being nice to people is bad, like, liking what you have is bragging. Like, if those, like, stigmas weren't a thing, then I feel like people would be a lot more appreciative and and just generally happier. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Thanks everyone who subscribed. And thanks for my patron. And, you know, if you're watching and you're relating and you're like, hey, I really kind of am like that as well, and don't really want to be like that, I'm kind of unhappy, just take a little bit of time and think about the things you have that you like, and think about the negative things, and see if you can find anything positive in them and focus on that. And if you can't genuinely think of any one positive thing that's ever happened relating to the thing or person that you're thinking of, then distance yourself from that. The battery on this camera died and the charger's in the car. So basically, yeah, so if you want to get better, the best thing you can do is focus on yourself and just think about what you have. And when you find yourself, like, talking bad about something, think, like, maybe turn it into, like, a backhanded compliment to start out, and then ease into just not focusing on the negatives at all, unless it's something that you can fix and you can change. Then just don't worry about it. Unless it's, like, your friend and, like, they're doing something that's genuinely harming to themselves or people around them, then say, hey, maybe you should do this. And if they don't do anything about it, and you can't, like, force them into, like, and it's not something that can be, like, forced into treatment, then just distance yourself from that for a while if you don't like it, and don't make yourself miserable, I guess. And that's kind of what I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I'm gonna try and try and make it better. So, yeah, weekly videos are back. Woo, I have a bunch of backlog. Wow, epic. So, thanks so much for watching. Genuinely, I get really excited. I'm a, and I just need to be more that way. So, you know the bye, subscribe, see you later, all you haters.